Hello Scorpio, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for May the 13th to the 20th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out anything that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out, okay? So you have got inner trust, and it says be assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Trust yourself and your instincts. Now, usually when a card like this comes out, Scorpio, it's usually because someone else is trying to get you to question your own experiences. Gaslighting, okay? They're trying to get you to go along with something that is not in your best interests. And this is saying, okay, Scorpio, you're going to have to really trust your own instincts here, because there's something dodgy that's going on, okay? We'll find out more about that in a minute. I just need to pull the rest of your cards, and we are going to clarify everything with the tarot. Right, so you've got focus on the light. This can indicate that someone's ego could corrupt a good thing. Well, there it is. So there is definitely something dodgy that is about to play out this week, and someone's ego is getting in the way. Opportunities and information coming towards you. Stay focused on the pure intent and success will come swiftly. So focus on the light, focus on the positive, focus on truth, okay? Because light energy is definitely truth energy, okay? Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the guilt trips, the lies, the revision of history, okay? Anything like that. Misplaced guilt, okay? All of that's bullshit. Chuck it out the window. Be done with it. Okay, let's find out more. We got to get the tarot out on this one. Right. Can you tell us more what's going on with this dodgy energy? What's going on for Scorpio? Okay, I'm just sitting in this energy, Scorpio. I'm trying to feel what is going on here. Well, the first thing, Scorpio, is you've been quiet, okay? There's a lot of contemplation. A lot of contemplation. Almost as if you're trying to just figure things out, okay? Without the external noise. You're trying to figure things out. There's also a message coming through, Scorpio, about how you're trying to avoid, and it's very clever as well, you're trying to avoid others from gossiping. So I feel at the moment, you're not being sneaky in a negative way, okay? You're being sneaky in that sort of self-preservation manner, right? You're trying to be as careful as possible. And so with that, you're being quiet, okay? Now, you've got the Page of Swords that's coming out, and that one did come out a little bit off balance. Just a little bit, okay? So I am feeling this as this week, Scorpio, you're giving certain people just enough information to keep them satiated for the time being, right? But you're not giving them all of the information. Do you know what I mean? You're being smart. You're not volunteering information where it's not necessary, okay? Again, it's not sneaky in the negative sense of the word. It is calculating. It's definitely calculating, but for the good reasons, not for the negative reasons. Because bearing in mind, the messages that you've already had out here, where someone's ego is getting in the way. Someone's ego is a fucking problem, right? I'm not convinced that that's your ego that's the fucking problem, Scorpio. I feel that that's someone else's ego that's the issue. There is a guilt trip here as well, okay? And you've to retain what is true, the facts as they stand, because again, the Page of Swords energy deals with facts, proof, evidence, knowledge, okay? That's what they deal with. They investigate, they look deeper into what people are saying, what they're claiming, okay? And a Page of Swords, contrary to popular belief, does not indulge in gossip. They don't. Because what part of that would be dealing in facts? None of it. Okay? So you're being really, really smart this week, Scorpio. Now, as always, doing things that way, it does unfortunately open the gates to misconceptions. Okay? But here's my opinion on that. People are going to misconceive you anyway, right? So you may as well hold on to your privacy, right? Which is pretty much what you're doing here. You're only giving people enough. And that's very, very smart. See, I find that a lot of people do tend to underestimate Scorpio. And they shouldn't do that. Scorpio, you're very, very good at playing the long game. I would say on par with Capricorn. They are excellent at playing the long game, right? And the thing is, here's what I've noticed. When like a Capricorn does it, everyone's like, oh man, that was so smart. I love that. But when a Scorpio does it, it's like, oh man, you're such an asshole. No. Right? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why is that? Answers on a postcard. The Seven of Pentacles. Now, that one did come out of the deck in quite an abrupt manner, to the point where it knocked this Page of Swords off center. Okay. But again, there are no accidents in tarot. Okay. Everything that happens during the reading, it is absolutely part of the reading. This is indicating that what you're actually doing, Scorpio, by only giving enough information this week, not all of it, you're putting this egotistical person in their place, because they're going to assume the situation goes one way, their way, and what actually happens is the complete opposite. Okay, that there with that Seven of Pentacles was you doing a rug pull. That's what that was. Okay, you're using strategy in order to energetically perform the rug pull of the century. Seven of Pentacles. That's an investment. It's something that you're doing. It's something that you're patiently working on. Okay. That's your efforts. Your efforts. You're doing a rug pull. I'm not going to look any deeper into that. All right? Because obviously, not everyone who watches tarot is watching for good intentions. There are one or two. There's not many. There's one or two who watch tarot because they're trying to get ahead of the game. I'm not going to give them that. Okay. I'm not going to give them that because it gets used against people. And I'm not partaking in that. So I'm going to leave that there. I'll take a look at why this is happening. Receiving. Okay. Self-love and self-care is needed. Release all false guilt and shame about having needs. I fucking told you. Didn't I tell you? I clocked it there with that inner trust. And I said then, that usually comes out when someone's playing funny buggers, when someone's trying to do like a guilt trip, or they're trying to rewrite or revise history. It's all to do with you having needs. We all have needs, okay? We all have needs. The classic one is a parent and a child, right? That child has needs, that it is the parent's duty to meet those needs. And then imagine that that parent is so self-indulged, so egotistical, that they cannot possibly meet the needs of that child. And so what's going to happen is the child is going to go through a lot. I'm not going to go too deeply into it, because if you know, you know. Basically, fast forward, when that child becomes an adult, how do you suppose they're going to behave when it comes down to having needs? They're going to sit and suffer in silence, because every time they had a need, any type of need, they were either ignored or they were beaten, or do you know what I mean? Like, all of the outcomes for that child having a need, all of the outcomes were negative. And so, as I'm saying, as an adult, they would then sit and suffer in silence, because every time they had needs, it was always met with anger or indifference, right? So there's a lot of psychology that goes on with that I am nowhere near qualified to speak upon, okay? So we're getting straight to the grid of it. Someone is trying to put false guilt and shame upon you. Someone is trying to rewrite history. This is classic someone making out to you, Scorpio, that they did their best. That's what they're making out. And it's absolute dog shit. Okay? It's not bullshit, it's dog shit. It's stinkier than bullshit, right? That's why this is happening. So for whatever reason, this is what is being pulled to the surface for you this week, okay? You're being validated here. You're definitely being validated. And through that, you're finding comfort in you actually taking care of your own needs without being made to feel like you're the one that's being selfish. Okay? And that's part of that rug pull. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a high energy card, okay? That's someone who multitasks. That's someone who takes on a lot of things and usually finds that they're very good at all of them, right? And again, Queen of Wands is often, more often than not, misrepresented, okay? Furthermore, Scorpio, Queen of Wands, whether you're a man or a woman, that's the energy of a person who is often, more often than not, that camera's not focusing, is it? The target of spite and jealousy. Okay, that's Queen of Wands. I'll just switch out the camera a second. Right. So yeah, often the target of spite, envy, jealousy. You got the Fool that's come out off balance with the Ten of Pentacles. Right? For why this is happening. This combination can indicate being kicked out of a situation. Ten of Pentacles sometimes is family energy. It's basically the epitome of success. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. Now the Fool off balance, that is someone not thinking through the consequences of their own actions, right? They just completely acted on impulse. They like poor judgment, total poor judgment, the lack of direct thinking, the lack of focus, very, very careless, not thinking of the long-term consequences. I feel here that you are ensuring that this person actually does get long-term consequences for whatever they've done here with this Ten of Pentacles off center. And I need to find out exactly what that is. What's this Ten of Pentacles? This is Ten of Pentacles for Scorpio. The King of Cups. So there's an element here of missing out on love. Yeah. King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Right? Missing out on love, missing out on companionship. Yeah. Three of Pentacles off balance because they were too damn selfish. Not a team player at all. Not even close to being a team player. This is someone who expected you to do everything for them. And now they miss out. They miss out on being with you, being around you, being in your life. That Ten of Pentacles off balance also indicates failure. Okay. So this is someone who categorically failed every single time to be a decent human being. They failed to help and support you. Just completely and absolutely selfish. What's going on in your blind spot? She feels, she knows. Think in terms of long-term happiness. Yeah. Look at the bigger picture and you will see why things are happening. So look at the bigger picture and you'll see why things are happening. Now, that tells me, again, with that short-term energy there, with that Fool and Ten of Pentacles coming out off center, I kind of feel that somebody didn't quite believe that you had it in you. And I'm not sure what they mean by that. Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles for in your blind spot. Right? Again, that's a weird combination because that's being set up to fail. Right? Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful opportunity. It's a new seed. Right? But it becomes the Five of Pentacles. Lack energy, a failure in your blind spot. What's this message about being set up to fail? That she feels she knows. That's off balance. A Seven of Wands, off balance. A pointless argument, a circular argument. Doesn't matter what you say or what you do. It's not going to improve anything. It's not going to go anywhere. What or who is that in reference to for Scorpio? The Devil. In reference to the devil energy, a toxic individual, a dangerous individual, an obsessed individual, someone who's obsessed with power, money, control. Knight of Wands and the Hangman. Could be Capricorn, Sagittarius, Pisces, Taurus. Could be, but doesn't have to be. In your blind spot. I feel like this is saying, Scorpio, that you might have, and you'd be well within your rights if you did, you might have designs on some sort of revenge, right? Completely understand why that would be the case. They're saying here that you've to fight off that temptation, okay, for any kind of revenge here. Because as we saw, there is a very smart rug pull that comes up instead. This is acting on impulse, and this is saying don't act on impulse. Don't act on impulse, because that would make you on par with them, and you don't want to be on par with the devil energy at all. I'm convinced that somebody here, either a Capricorn, a Pisces, strongly, is trying to set you up to fail. But you can see the bigger picture, so you're not going to fall for that. It's almost like it's saying, this person's laying out a trap before you, and they are assuming that you're just going to walk willingly into that trap. And you're not going to do that at all. That is your rug pull. That's your rug pull. The fact that you don't willingly walk into their trap. Seven of Wands off balance, of course. Even though this is in your blind spot, I kind of feel like you suspected that this was going to happen. So you are being validated here. Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. You don't need their Ten of Pentacles. You don't want their Ten of Pentacles. You got your own Ten of Pentacles here. That's family, safety, security. That's long-term health, long-term wealth. Why is this happening? Whoever this person is, Scorpio, they couldn't possibly offer you anything new. They definitely can't offer you anything that is good. And you know that. Like, you already know that because of your past with them, because of your history with them. It's like, why on earth would you want to swap your current Ten of Pentacles in the upright position for a piece of shit here, a Fool off balance, Ten of Pentacles off balance, Three of Pentacles off balance, right? Where you're left to do literally everything with no help, no support, not even compassion, understanding, love, acceptance. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me how this person seems to think that you would want that. You don't want that bullshit. You got everything you need right here. There is literally nothing that they could ever possibly offer that you would ever possibly want or need. Like, literally nothing. That's the rug pull. They think they've got some sort of power over you, Scorpio, but they actually don't. And you can see it for what it is with that Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. That's like being nice, kind, sweet, and helpful, but then ripping it away again the very next minute, right? You're not falling for it. There's no way in hell. After the storm, for what's working for you, check it out. The release of tension, relief and freedom will soon follow, often with a fresh perspective and a promising vision of the future. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. For what's working for you. You're rising above it. You're not getting sucked down into this. You're letting the storm pass without you being involved with it. Oh. Seven of Cups, and there you are. There's your major arcana. Rebirth energy. What's working for you? I tell you what's working for you, Scorpio. You're a much different person now. That's what's working for you. Much different person. What's this Seven of Cups for Scorpio? Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Three of Cups, and the Star. Huh. Absolutely beautiful energies. Here's the deal. You can see what is in every single metaphorical cup, okay? I don't know why that camera's having such a hard time to focus. It's very annoying though. I'll have to switch out again. Right, you can see what is in every single one of their cups. Right, you can see everything for exactly what it is. That is what is helping you here to maintain your balance without you needing to say a word, right? The Hermit is all to do with self-mastery. And you know when is the right time to stay quiet and when is the right time to say something. There's also a very healthy understanding of it isn't the person who can shout the loudest that is the correct one, right? This one is dignified silence plus, okay? This is you knowing you don't have anything to prove to anyone at all. That is self-mastery. With the Three of Cups and the Star, I'm seeing here that what is working for you is you surrounding yourself with beautiful, kind people. I don't mean beautiful as in aesthetically pleasing, right? I mean beautiful souls who just get you, who just accept you, who understand you, who do not judge you. That is really going to work in your favor, all right? And that's also going to help you with your process of healing. Now, you're also being told here as well that you're doing the right thing, okay, that you are making the right decisions and that you are headed in the right direction. Because remembering with the Star, that's like your North Star, okay? That's your ethics. You're doing the right thing. So don't question that. You don't have to question yourself on this occasion, right? While healthy levels of questioning yourself is always encouraged, when it comes down to this exact situation, Scorpio, you don't even need to question yourself, okay? Because you already know. How is likely going to play out? Inspiration. Anything is possible. Also indicates synchronicity as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place. Okay? So things are starting to really fall into place for you, Scorpio. This is really maintaining the perspective of the beauty of everything, right? It's kind of like seeing the positive side. And then again, Three of Cups, again, with the Ace of Swords, right? Emphasis on keeping your circle small and not excluding your very nearest and dearest, okay? Conversations with your nearest and dearest. So the Three of Cups can be like a small group of people, a small group of friends, a small community, right? It's your place of shared joy. So whatever it is that brings you joy, whoever it is that adds joy into your life and you theirs, okay? It's this very much mutual energy, mutual respect, a free flow at the conversations here where nothing feels forced, okay? And you feeling inspired to, I want to say, to share your story here as well. Okay, so there is a breakthrough. There is a breakthrough for how this is likely going to play out. Yeah, look, the Hermit again at the bottom of the deck. Absolutely love it. The Hermit is your superpower this week, Scorpio. You have a healing message for Scorpio, please. Oh, let me just do that one more time there, Scorpio. That one didn't shuffle properly. Right, there we go. Healing for Scorpio, please. Okay, there's actually this one behind. New moon in Sagittarius. That's kind of spooky. Focus on the positive. Yep. The thing is, as well, Scorp, I feel like there is actually a lot coming up for you that is worth you celebrating, right? This one's 44. I'm trying to multitask and I'm failing. I do apologize, Scorpio. So yeah, there is a lot that is coming up for you that is genuinely worth celebrating. All right, the last thing that you need or want right now is some dirty little bastard to try and make you feel bad for being happy. Like, you don't play that way, and you're not going to play that way. The way is clear. All you have to do is make sure that you enjoy the ride. That should be easy enough as long as you stop worrying and start believing in your own good luck. Yep, it is true that life goes in cycles, and this card shows that you're moving into a good luck phase. As Abraham Hicks says, think about what you do want, not about what you don't want. Focus on the positive. Your manifesting is definitely on track, and the more you can master the art of feeling good, then the longer it will stay that way. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to study, related to travel, adventure, and the cosmic quest to understand life. Look back and see how far you have come and count your blessings. Call in Archangel Raguel, who is the most sociable of all the angels and helps us to find peace and harmony. Channel the optimistic and the adventurous energy of Jupiter, which guides the sign of Sagittarius. Scorpio, your Jupiter placement might be in Scorpio or Sagittarius as well. Take a moment to write a list that is headed as the 5 reasons to be cheerful. Hold your list and this card to your heart chakra and express your gratitude. Okay, so you could take a screenshot of that card if you want, to help you out with that manifestation practice. And then your manifestation affirmation is, I am one lucky so-and-so. Okay, so Scorpio, don't let anyone piss on your chips, because that's exactly what's going on with this week. Okay, don't let anybody piss on your chips. Right, let's take a look at some wonderful words of wisdom from the TUES Tarot. Don't take this deck too seriously, okay? It's just a little bit of cheeky, naughty fun at the end of your reading, okay? Because I'm a firm believer on always closing out all of the reads on a bit of a high, okay? Yeah, Scorpio, do it one fucking step at a time. All right, no need to rush yourself. Just pace yourself one step at a time. Wait for the shit to settle down. Yep, that's exactly your message there. Okay, if you recall the Knight of Wands with the Hanged Man, don't do anything impulsively. Okay, wait for shit to settle down. And look, positive thoughts create positive shit in your life. Okay? Yes. It's not toxic positivity. You are keeping it real, right? It's not about wishful thinking or anything like that. This is more to do with you're refusing to allow some other nasty, miserable ass piece of shit drag you down. You're refusing to allow them to be a part of your good news and part of your good luck. Why? Because they didn't contribute to it. They missed that chance. Through the games that they've been playing, right? They missed that chance. Sucks to be them. Fucking fantastic to be a Scorpio this week. So well done you. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. If it has helped you out in any way, shape or form, Scorpio, I definitely would appreciate a cheeky wee like. Okay, that's going to help me out a lot. And also it's going to tell YouTube that actually, yeah, you are interested in my videos and they're more likely to recommend my future videos to you. Okay, but yeah, personal readings with me is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.